Why does validation seem to matter more to women than love? Let's get right into it. Here's a hard truth. She might not just want love. She wants to be chosen. She wants to be seen. She wants to be validated. You can love her every single day, text her good morning, hold her hand, stay loyal, build a future with her, and she might still feel like something is missing. Then, one compliment, one like, from a total stranger on social media, and suddenly, she feels alive again. That's the brutal reality many men struggle to understand. For some, validation can hit deeper than love. Let's talk about Jason. He's 38, married for 10 years, with 2 beautiful kids. He is the definition of a good man. He's loyal, hardworking, and completely faithful. He never hides his phone, never tells a lie, and never gives his wife a single reason to doubt his commitment. By all accounts, he thought he was doing everything right. He was providing a stable, loving home. But something shifted. His wife, Sarah, used to light up when he walked through the door after a long day at work. Her smile was his reward. But somewhere along the way, that glow faded. Now, her evenings are spent scrolling endlessly through Instagram. Her feed is a collage of selfies, inspirational quotes about self-love, and captions that read, "Learning to love me again." Jason tries. He brings her flowers, her favorites, and she barely looks up from her screen. But when a random coworker from her office comments with a fire emoji under her latest picture, her entire face lights up with a joy he hasn't seen in years. So, what happened? He was giving her love, unwavering and constant. But what she started to crave wasn't just his love, it was validation. And not just from him, but from everyone else. The attention of the many started to outweigh the affection of the one. Now, before we jump to conclusions, let's understand something crucial. This craving for validation isn't just vanity for many women. Its roots are buried deep in our evolutionary past. It's almost primal. Think about it. For thousands of years, a woman's survival and the survival of her children often depended on being chosen and protected by the strongest, most capable man in the tribe. Her youth, her beauty, her ability to have children, these were her currency. They determined her value, her safety, and her status within the group. To be seen as desirable was to be secure. Fast forward to today, the tribe has been replaced by social media. The village has become a global network. But the fundamental competition, it never really stopped. It just went digital. Every like, every follow, every direct message, every glance from a stranger across a crowded room, one is a small hit of dopamine, a neurochemical whisper that says, "You still matter. You still have value. You're still wanted." Love from one dedicated partner feels steady, reliable, and warm like a fireplace. It's a slow burn, but validation from many sources? That feels electric. It's a lightning strike. And that jolt of electricity, that rush, is incredibly addictive. How can you, as one person, compete with that instantaneous, exhilarating rush? How can you fight a biological dopamine response with quiet devotion? It's an uphill battle. Think about the differences. Love takes time to build and nurture. Validation takes only a few seconds. Love is often quiet, expressed in small, everyday actions that can go unnoticed. Validation is loud, public, and impossible to ignore. Love demands effort, compromise, and vulnerability from both sides. Validation demands nothing but a well-angled photo and a clever caption. You can give her everything you have: stability, loyalty, deep affection, a future, but the moment she feels unseen, unheard, or unnoticed by you, she might start looking for mirrors. And I'm not talking about the ones on the wall. I'm talking about digital mirrors, the mirror of online attention, the reflection of external validation. This is where the dynamic gets really complicated. Because now, for some, validation isn't just about feeling attractive or wanted, it's become intertwined with their very identity. The narrative has shifted. The modern woman isn't always asking, "Do I love the person I'm with?" Instead, she might be asking, "Do I love how this person makes me feel about myself?" And when love becomes primarily about the self, about what you get rather than what you give, it starts to drift away from what love truly is. Here's the part that really stings. The part that can feel deeply unfair to a man who is giving his all. You cannot outlove her addiction to attention. You can't outgive a world that is constantly telling her she's a perfect, powerful, independent goddess, a world that feeds her ego like an endless, all-you-can-eat buffet. You just can't compete with that, because your love is slow and quiet, and the world's validation is fast and loud. Jason's beautiful, thoughtful bouquet of flowers couldn't hold a candle to the instant gratification of a single fire emoji from a near stranger. But it's essential to understand this with compassion. It's not always about vanity or a massive ego. Often, it's driven by fear. A deep-seated fear of aging in a society that worships youth. A fear of becoming invisible in a world that screams for attention. A primal fear of no longer being chosen, losing value. When that fear takes hold, validation can feel like oxygen. She doesn't chase attention because she's a bad person or because she wants to hurt you. She chases it because she's terrified of disappearing, of becoming irrelevant. And that fear morphs into a need. That need solidifies into a habit. And that habit, if left unchecked, has the power to destroy everything beautiful you've built together. So, what can you do as a man? What's the move here? The first step is to understand the game, but refuse to play it. Stop chasing, and start observing. See the situation for what it is, not what you wish it were. If her happiness is fundamentally dependent on the approval of the crowd, on the fleeting validation of strangers, she will likely never find true peace or contentment with just one person. It's a void that a single person's love cannot fill. You can't fix someone who needs constant external validation to feel whole. You will only exhaust yourself, lose your own sense of self-worth, and burn out trying. So, what's the answer? Love her, yes, but love yourself more. Prioritize your own well-being and your own self-respect. Because when a man validates himself, when his sense of worth comes from within, from his character, his actions, his principles, he never has to beg for validation from anyone else. He becomes the source of his own power. And that, my friend, is where real, unshakable strength lies. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.